Namaste ji, namaste. So another important life lesson that we need to discuss is failure. Nobody tells you this, and nobody will tell you this because it doesn't give them any gain back. But you're going to fail a lot many times. You will fail expected. You're going to fail in competitive examinations. You may just fail in relationships. Your relationships may fall apart. You will fail in a job. They may just kick you out, or you may just leave out of frustration. All of this happens in life. So life isn't exactly a very bed of roses like it's portrayed it out to be, that you wake up in the morning and then you say some affirmations, it's all going to be okay. Doesn't quite work like that. However, it does work for motivational speakers with their content, because that is how they try to sell you their content. But you will fail, and you will fail a lot many times before you start getting it right, because through those failures you're going to get experience. Now experience के साथ क्या होता है कि तजुर्बा वो कंघी है जो जिंदगी आपको गंजा होने के बाद देती. I think Navjot Singh Sidhu used to say it on one of those comedy shows. That's where I took this line from, and I believe that it's quite a line that sums up quite a lot of things in life. तो ये चीज़ तो आप जान के रखिएगा कि फेलियर तो होना ही है. As a 21-year-old, 22-year-old watching this, 24-year-old, whatever, just coming out of college, going to another one, or about to graduate, or a school student, get ready to fail. It is absolutely normal. So what happens on the internet is, like for example on Instagram, even on YouTube, myself included, everyone, so nobody will post their failures, and it's but obvious. Why do you want to post your failures? Because it doesn't give you any sort of return. So therefore, what is being showed to you is pretty much a highlight reel of life. The best bits, the best portion of life is showed to you. And then when you see that, you pretty much think that everybody else has it figured out and I am like the only bloody idiot on this planet. It doesn't work like that. Nobody will show you their mess ups, their screw ups, their failures. And all of that is pretty much necessary for you to progress in life. So when you fail forward, or when you fall forward, as Denzel Washington's concept is, then you pretty much are moving ahead in life one step at a time. क्योंकि गिरना तो वैसे भी है, ये तो आप लिख के ले लीजिए कि ये होना ही होना है. So when the failure happens, a lot of people think that as if they messed up colossally bad somewhere in life, and especially students, they think that everybody else has it figured out, and we really haven't figured it out, or we're not doing something correctly. All that you need to watch out basically in life is that you do not go into excessive amount of gambling, excessive amount of alcohol, excessive amount of drugs, excessive amount of sexual relations with the opposite gender or with the same gender, as whatever your orientation may be. You avoid all of these things and you keep walking while failing from time to time. Life will pretty much sort itself out for you. And as soon as you start taking feedback loops, now what exactly are those? That you start to understand and know yourself better, that what are your likes, what are your dislikes, what type of personality, and we have already spoken about all of this in the life lesson series, that what is your wiring and what you are attuned to and what you are made for, and then you align yourself into that field. Life will sort itself out. There is no grand formula. Nobody has it correct at the onset of the journey. Nobody has it correct. So whenever you're seeing stuff on the internet, people who have made it took a lot of failure, and nobody will recall those moments, and everybody will pretend as if they had it figured out in the very first moment, or whenever they were starting with their journey. It doesn't work like that at all. It just doesn't work like that. So don't end up being a fool and becoming depressed, thinking that, oh my god, everybody else had it figured out and I am the only one struggling. No, everybody fails, and everybody fails a lot. You will fail at a relationship at some stage in your life. You will fail at your job. You will fail in an exam. Expected, normal. Has it happened with me? Yes, tons of times. Will it happen with you? Yes, pretty much. Has to happen. राइट. कोई ऐसा पैदा ही नहीं हुआ जिसके साथ ये सब ना हो, बिकॉज अगर वो यहाँ पे पैदा हो गया और इसके साथ नहीं हो रहा हो, then pretty much he's or she must not been born on planet Earth, at least in Kali Yuga. All right. So keep that in mind and factor in failure. It is quite a normal thing. But don't use this philosophy as an excuse for not doing hard work. Hard work is hard because it is quite boring. It's monotonous. There is no background orchestra playing in the background of your life, and there's no motivational music that is playing. It's a very dry job, therefore it is hard. It's as simple as that. So if you've done the hard work and you have still failed, absolutely normal. UFC fighters fail all the time. I mean, the opponent just is smart or they get knocked out in that one very brief second. Let us say as a Formula 1 driver, you have led the race for all the laps, and at the very last lap, some mishap happens, you get a flat tire. What do you do about it? It doesn't mean that you didn't work hard, but it's just that failure pretty much is inevitable in certain cases and scenarios. So all of that keeps on happening, and all of that is only what we call life. So don't run away from it. Don't think that you are the only one who has failed. Try to factor this in so that you don't get depressed. The main purpose of such talks is that you know that such a thing can happen, will happen. You may just need to switch careers. You may just leave, like for example, I teach laws for a living. A lot of LLB grads don't ever take up advocacy practice, and even if they do, a lot of them end up quitting the profession and changing over to something else that suits them better. And I'll tell you what, it's no harm, it's nothing to look down upon. It's as simple as that. So it's as simple as that. When I say that, it means that failure is inevitable. Failure is going to come a lot, but at least we get the right to curse our fate, like we have spoken before in the life lesson series. If you haven't watched it, then please do explore the playlist. Then you, after doing the hard work, you get the curse, or rather you get the right, sorry to rephrase it, to curse fate. Then things are in your favor, and when you're learning from your failures, you write down the lessons that you learned. If somebody's betrayed you, then you write down their personality traits, you write it down, and then you become better over a period of time. You become more and more wise and mature, and then the failures become less and less and less. But as a college graduate, as a student who's just coming out of school, as someone who's just entering or starting their career, failure is going to come in. There is absolutely no doubt about it. All right. So expect it. Don't be depressed by it. Learn from it, and then move on with your life. All right. Now see you in the next one. Take care.